All right. Um, a few kind of concluding remarks on the subject of military clothing. Um, One, very generally, um, most of us, including me, are what a lot of people in the military call candy ass civilians. Now, you got the 3%ers out there that are getting ready to have the mother of all rallies in Washington, D.C. You know, if you're an American, if you love America, we don't care if you're black, white, green, what religion you are, just come and have this gigantic rally. All right, well, that's not where I won't be there. Not that I love what America used to be, but it ain't America anymore. Get real. Not going to restore the Constitution. There is no Constitution to restore. So, Constitution at its inception was anti-biblical, anti-God, and anti-Christian, and anti-Christ. Read Ted Weiland's book on the Bible and the United States Constitution if you have any doubts on that, or if you want to argue it with him, not me. Simple fact. We the people. I never, ever used that phrase. We the people are a false god. So, anyway, not the point of this little diatribe, soap opera, rant, whatever you want to call it, soapbox. My point is this, that civilians don't have any clue as to the conditions that obtain during a civil insurrection, civil war, breakdown of any kind. Our military have seen some of those conditions. Not to belittle anyone that's, served in the last couple decades, but Vietnam was the really last major protracted, and it wasn't a war, it was just a police action. So you had snipers shooting RGIs down from the tops of Standard Oil tanks, and we couldn't shoot back at them. So it was not a war, technically. It was a police action, but it was really in-depth, full balls to the wall police action that killed a whole lot of our people. Deliberately. It was not an accident. That's what they do. To them it's such fun. They pit 1,000,000 against 1,000,000 and end up with just one. They want to kill off the population, especially the best of the best. And that's, the man will go and serve his time in the military. He's way far, in Robert Heinlein's estimation, that's the only people that should be able to vote. If you're not willing to go spend a year's worth of service into the lordliest life on earth, as Kipling would say, you're not fit to vote. So anyway, my point is this: listen to military people. I would not be sitting here right now if I had not done that. In 1993, I was ready to quit, stop being a prepper. I actually told God, I want to get a regular job and be normal and get a house, buy a house. We had deliberately avoided doing that. That's when he woke me up again. And I was like, oh, it's happening now. Okay. And I immediately, I don't know how many, whether it was days or weeks, but I looked around at what I was hearing and everything, and I was like, this is not going to end well. So I skipped over the protests and skipped over the We the People and all the, I'm a patriot. I don't have a social security number, and can you give me $20? I'm hungry, and all that. I don't have a driver's license, and all that malarkey, or whatever you want to call it. And they condemn you, tell you you're going to hell if you have a driver's license. Can you take me somewhere? I need to go to Walmart. I don't have a social security number. Can you cash this check for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do the other thing? Whatever, dude. Okay, so my point is that ding, 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 these are people that you need to listen to. So This will go into my like Ozark Plateau directives. Okay. Having read this, and Gabriel can pitch in and tell me differently, but what I've read from him and understood from him, the Scorpion stuff does not have pockets, front and hip pockets. Well, sorry, I don't care about the heat as much as I care about being able to carry stuff. So, ispe on a ite ate one, ate unway. So I'm just going to say this as a rule of thumb, and they're both fire retardant. They both have insect repellent. The multicam is basically whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to say multicam. So by and large, if everybody would want to, if you want to have some good clothing, get multicam military clothing. I would highly recommend getting jackets, Gore-Tex jackets, and pants if possible. They will stand you in good stead. They'll be durable. And if you ever need to repair them, get E6000. You can get it at Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can buy it at Dollar General. E6000. It is a phenomenal glue stuff. You can get it in clear. I use some to fix a pipe, and I dropped the pipe on inside my elbow. And I kid you not, I mean, like right here. So for 3 days, I never knew it was there. And I was taking a shower, and I happened to put my hand there, and I actually felt it. And I looked down, I'm like, it was like a Band-Aid. A absolutely clear, non-feel. I could not feel it. It did not irritate my skin, and I was like, wow, you want to patch up a wound, use E6000. But on BDUs, my friend John wore them a lot, and he tore a big gash in one, about 6 inches, 8 inches big. And he just held the fabric down, put E6000 on it, put the fabric over it, let it dry, and had run it through the washer, last I knew, 50 times. Washer and dryer both, and it had not come off. It was still repaired. So, phenomenal stuff. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. All right. So, listen to military. They they've been there, done that and even what they've been through ain't going to be squat. Whatever Gabriel's been through ain't going to be nothing compared to what we're going to see in this country. I think he would probably agree with that, because he's been in conditions that were not ideal. Now, temperature-wise, maybe it won't hit 140, but we may not see Afghan temperatures, Iraqi, but whatever. But as far as the breakdown, the lawlessness, the violence, the filth, the corruption, the evil. If you know anything about what's going on in South Africa, I'm saying that's nothing compared to what's going to happen here. If you know what's going to happen in other countries, Argentina, Nicaragua, what's going on in Brazil now, the B one over there in Europe, whatever, the Bosnia, yeah. A year in Bosnia, a year in hell. Look that up if you can afford to get that system, that series. That guy gives you advice on how to live through shit hit the fan scenario. He's been there. Furfau, Argentina, been there. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because he says that the best way to protect your family is to protect as large an area around your family as possible. I'm figuring 100 miles ought to be, fairly adequate. So that's where we're at. So buy multicam, buy the jacket, buy the pants, buy the the shirts, the blouses. Get yourself, like Gabe said, he would like to have 4 sets of each, Scorpion and multicam, or whatever he said in that last issue. But the last thingy bobber. So, and I'm not military. I mean, 2, 3, I could see 4. That way you have something to wear all the time, and But anyway, I'm not planning on going down a lot of ops either, but who knows, I may. So I want to get in better shape. I've said that before, so let's start working on that. Start envisioning these things. Picture in your mind's eye what you need to see happen. A millionaire, multimillionaire, writing a check to the Ozark Plateau, remnant refugium area headquarters, whatever, association and headquarters. So let's see that happen, make it happen, see it, envision it, picture it in your mind. People that you need to see freed, pray for them, speak the blessings over them. I just talked to a gal tonight that spoke blessings over a friend, and the gal just got married. She's able to retire from her job. Her son got saved, or got totally changed his life around, and just amazing stuff. So speak good things. That's what I was saying before. Speak blessings. Speak benediction. A benediction is good, beneficial, and then diction is speaking. How's your dictation? Okay, so benediction, good speaking. Speak good things over people, and they'll happen. Like I wrote in my book, what if a guy had 1,000 acres and he tithed 10% of it, and a couple of years later I was rereading it and I'm like, wow, I met a guy that had 1,000 acres. He took me around, showed me his properties. By the time I reread that after I had written it, a couple of years after I wrote it, friends of ours that we introduced to the guy were living on 400 of his acres. 400 acres. Not 100, 400. All of them pretty much free. No cost to them. So it can happen. The weekend that the whole book thing came together, I was madly writing notes on a little pad of paper for 3 days, 2 or 3 days. Oh man, what if things go to pot? We're going to head, horse-drawn transportation. I wrote Amish buggy, and then we need a public transportation, stagecoach. We need to transfer freight, transport freight, Teamster wagon. Go outside, in order, in the barn, right next to each other, like pristine, brand new, Amish wagon, stagecoach, Teamster wagon. And I was recounting that to Monica tonight, and I was like, I wonder if those people went up to the barn one day and went, holy moly, where did those things come from? I mean, who knows? It's just amazing. So, but be positive, think positive. Pray, absolutely. But start intending to make things happen, see things happen, see them in your mind, and create them in the sense of, this is not New Age stuff. This is, number one, it's biblical. You're created in the image of God, and that word in the Hebrew means to do the work of. He spoke the worlds into existence. Speak things into existence. Okay? Practice it. Get good at it. Get better at it. Get really, really good at it. We need to see some changes here. We need to see some changes really. They keep fracking on the dotted crates online, right? Well, we need to see some changes really fracking quick, because they're fracking on that line, and the whole fracking operation is going to go to hell in a handbasket with a lot of people's houses, lives, and property. It's going to go into the toilet of the ocean, or the magma chambers under, Yellowstone. So anyway, that's it. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant. Go with multicam. Buy them. Don't just dick around with this. Get them. Get them for you. Get them for your family. We're going to be out on search and rescue. Why stick out like a sore thumb? They're going to have night vision. They're going to have drones with night vision. Why stick out like a Christmas tree? Why light up and be a target? Don't need that. You don't need a neon sign on your head going, I'm stupid, and I'm lighting myself up so you can shoot me. Get the multicam and do it, and be ready to help other people. Get in the position physically. Get somewhere where you can help somebody. Get in shape financially. Get in shape physically, and be prepared to help other people with your stuff. If you got stuff and you're not willing to help somebody, it ain't no good to the kingdom. It's worthless. That's what I've said before. R. Buckminster Fuller said, I'll end with this, we now know what true wealth is. This man was not a believer, not a Christian in any way, shape, or form that I would ever have perceived, but he said, we now know what true wealth is. True wealth is the ability to regenerate forward life. In other words, how many people can you keep alive for how many days? And I would say, as a corollary to that, if you're wealthy, if you think you're wealthy and you have the capability to keep people alive, but if you don't have the capability to keep people alive, you're not wealthy. If you have that ability and choose not to, you're not wealthy. You're a waste of space and time and effort on the part of the kingdom of God. You're worthless, worthless. So, all right. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, I hope somebody's listening. Do it. You're the remnant. Come on, where'd it go? Come on, come on.